been long coming, but I said I would do an episode about fountain pens. And so today I think will be the first of maybe several episodes about fountain pens. So let me just start off with showing you the collection. So far, we've got quite a number here in this top tray, as you see. And we've got quite a number in the bottom tray. And we've even got the second layer down here, this the drawer that is filled with pens as well, including a glass pen. I've actually got a couple of other glass pens as well. So today, I think we'll start off, we'll show a few. We'll get into, let's see here, I think we'll take this guy and this guy. Let's take this one and this one. We'll take a closer look at these four, and it only seems appropriate if we're talking about writing instruments that we use the Peterson Professor. So let's get this guy fired up and lit, and we'll get to talking. Welcome back to another episode of Perkins Pipes. As I mentioned earlier, I've got the Peterson Professor here, which seems appropriate for what we're about to discuss. So, I'd done an episode a little while back about pens. And I said then that for kind of regular use, maybe I'm not a pen snob, although I do enjoy very much collecting fountain pens. So it's time that we did an episode on fountain pens. It's one of the finer things of life. Talk a little bit about how I got into fountain pens, and I'll show you a few of them today. So I'd known of fountain pens growing up. A lot of people grew up using fountain pens. Certainly my parents did. But in my era, of course, it was ballpoints. So when I was an undergraduate, and the girl I was dating at the time, who would become my fiancée and then my wife, gave me my first fountain pen. It was this Schaefer Targa, T-A-R-G-A. So I'll show you that there. Beautiful, beautiful nib. And I used it some, but quite frankly, not that much. And it wasn't until I started, after graduate school, started teaching high school, that I decided to make a fountain pen a regular part of my work life. I realized that if there were going to be any elegance in my day-to-day life, I would be the one who had to put it there. Nobody else was going to put elegance into my life. So I got out that fountain pen she had given me, started using it, then quickly got another one and another one. For most of my teaching career, I've actually carried 2 fountain pens every day. One with some colored ink other than blue or black, and then one in blue or black, usually blue, for basic writing, and then a different color, green or purple or red or something like that, turquoise for grading papers. And I'm a little bit saddened that I don't grade that way as much anymore. So much stuff is online, so I don't really carry 2 anymore, though I usually carry at least 1 for regular writing. Then another one that my wife gave me was this Cross Townsend. Absolutely loved the Cross Townsend. It's the Medalist. It's a gorgeous nib. In fact, it's the one I'm carrying at the moment as my everyday carry. As you saw, I've got a large collection. Some of those I purchased. Many have been given to me over the years. And one in particular that was given to me that is incredibly special is this Aurora Optima. Stunning green marble acrylic, Italian-made fountain pen. I have to say, one of the most expensive I own, and I didn't buy it. One of my students got this for me, believe it or not. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous pen. And even though these can be very beautiful and really kind of works of art, I don't keep them just as works of art. I keep them as something to use every day. And finally, this Waterman Hemisphere. The Waterman Hemisphere has been, oh my goodness, this guy has been with me actually on flights out of the country. Absolutely love this. This is a workhorse of a pen. This is a workhorse of a pen. In fact, it's probably one that I've used the most over the years to journal, write notes of all kinds, and so forth. So I've kind of showed you what they are, or a few of them. Please drop me a comment if you'd like to see some more episodes about some of the other fountain pens. We're going to demonstrate these here in just a moment, and I'll talk to you about why I enjoy using fountain pens in the first place. But if you'd like to see some more episodes about fountain pens, please let me know in the comments. As always, we invite you to click subscribe. It's so fun interacting with so many people from across the United States and around the world on this channel, talking about pipes and some of the finer things in life. So let's get some ink in these fellas and show you what they're all about. What I like about fountain pens is that they're smooth. The writing is incredibly smooth on the paper. Your own pressure on the nib can sometimes, well, the pressure on the nib is what allows the ink to flow, and so really, a fountain pen is a very personal item. You're really putting yourself into the pen and into the writing. Of course, the thing about a fountain pen is you've got to fill it up, just like with a pipe. You've got to fill it up with the tobacco. So I've got quite a number of jars of ink, again, different colors, as I had mentioned, for grading. This is Empyrean Blue. This is my standard, just basic writing pen. So what we're going to do now is dip these pens and give them a little sample of writing so you can see what that's all about. So the first one we're going to show you here is the Sheaffer Targa. It's the one that my wife had given me as my first fountain pen. And what we'll do is get a little ink up into the reservoir of the well. We'll dip this guy and give him a little bit of a write. So there's a Sheaffer Targa in Empyrean Blue ink. Very much enjoy this guy. Very, very smooth. And as it really is with my firearms, pens have to be functional. They have to be aesthetic. And many of them have a particular meaning and connection to me. And certainly this one does, as my wife gave it to me, my first fountain pen. My second one, the second one I'm going to show you is the Cross Townsend. Again, beautiful, beautiful pen. Cross Townsend. Again, writing in the Empyrean Blue. This is the one I've been carrying last several weeks as my everyday carry. Love this guy very, very much. Used to use him primarily as a grading pen, and now I use him as a daily writer. Then we've got the Aurora Optima that one of my students gave me. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh yeah. And the thing about, I don't know, the fountain pen is, again, that personal connection. As you say, we're putting ink to paper. And knowing that there's no other pen exactly like this one, but once you've started to use it, and maybe if the nib takes on a little bit of a shape by the way that you press it onto the paper, it is particular to you. And so when I write somebody a thank you letter or thank you note with this pen, it is truly being written by nothing else in the world. And then finally, my workhorse. This is the Waterman Hemisphere. And it's interesting because each of these has a very different feel. I could easily see myself writing, in fact, I have written many, many times in a journal with the Waterman Hemisphere. It's a fine point nib and is great for small writing. As I was writing with that Aurora just now, I was remembering how it felt. The nib just feels marvelous on the page, and each one of these has a very, very distinct feel to them. Now, we'll wind this up by saying a quick word about the fountain pen user's tattoo. If you're going to use a fountain pen, it's inevitable that you're going to get a little bit of ink on your fingers. It just happens. Now that isn't from leakage. A good fountain pen isn't going to leak on you. It happens. If you're a smoker or you enjoy pipes, you're going to get little flakes of tobacco here and there, right? You're going to get a little bit of ash in different places. It's just part of it, part of the fun. And as you are messing with an inkwell, you get a little bit of ink on your fingers. It happens. And I don't mind that. And I don't know that any fountain pen user really does. Maybe it's a little bit of a badge of honor. So, we'll leave you with this question. Do you like fountain pens? Have you ever used a fountain pen? If so, do you use one on a regular basis? And then if so, why? Do you have any favorite fountain pens that you like to use? Any particular inks, brands of ink, or colors of ink that you like to use? All this is part of some of the finer things in life. So as Malcolm Guite likes to say, I do these little things in order at last to do nothing, or as I like to say in Latin, Parva ago ut tandem nihil agam. And remember, if you'd like to see some more videos about fountain pens on Perkins pipes, please drop me a comment. Have a wonderful day.
There was a man who walked the